Okay, this is Terry Baum. She's running for San Francisco mayor. I'm Carol Harvey, and it's Tuesday, June 28th, 2011, and she's running in the race on November 8th, 2011, San Francisco. So, Terry, you want to tell us who you are?
Sure. I am a 64-year-old lesbian playwright, performer, director. I grew up in Los Angeles in a middle-class, kind of politically liberal Jewish family. I went to a college, Antioch College, which was really a very utopian institution, and definitely...
In what state? It's in Ohio.
In Ohio,
Yeah.
in Ohio, yes. And that was really where I entered adulthood and entered the real world, and it was definitely a blossoming and radicalizing experience. And I've been in theater basically forever. I have a BA in theater and an MA in theater with a directing emphasis, and I moved from being an actor to a director because I wanted to have more power. And then I moved from a director to a playwright because I became a feminist in 1970. And then once I became a feminist, I couldn't find any plays to direct. So that's a very important part. My politics has been interacting with my art for a very long time. And I've also... My very first campaign I worked on was with the legendary Bella Abzug in 1970 in New York. Oh, I'm realizing that that is the same year that I became a feminist. Well, they go together. I went to my first meeting of the New York Radical Feminists, which was a big deal, and Bella Abzug spoke there. And I saw the light. I heard the click. I understood that it wasn't that I was messed up. It was that society expected me to fit into a very rigid definition of a woman. And I also saw this fantastic woman who was running for Congress. She was a total underdog. There was no expectation of her winning. And I started to work on her campaign, and I became a personal aide. And that was a wonderful entry into electoral politics. I was with Bella from 7 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week I'm not sure how long it was. It was at least 2 months, the last 2 months of the campaign. And this was in Manhattan, and it was very, very exciting. And so I've gone on to continue to work on campaigns and to continue to do plays, to start theaters, to direct, and eventually defining myself as a playwright. And I joined the Green Party because I could not tolerate what the Democratic Party was doing in the build-up to Iraq, which was basically not enough. And then I ran for Congress. I was the Green candidate for Congress in 2004.
Against
Pelosi, because she had voted for the Patriot Act, pressured all the other Democrats to vote for that, which took away so many of our civil rights. She pressured all the Democrats to vote approval of Bush for invading Iraq. And I said, this person doesn't represent me. I cannot bear that she represents San Francisco. Isn't there anybody running against her? No, there wasn't. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And it was an incredible, that was another amazing experience. I didn't get on the ballot because the Department of Elections refused to count all my write-in votes, and then went through a huge struggle through the courts, all the way up to the United States Supreme Court, which considered my case and then decided to let the lower court decision stand. So
what was the lower court decision?
The lower court decision was that I wasn't on the ballot, that I would be kept off on this technicality, even though all these people wrote my name in, they didn't connect the arrow next to my name. So therefore, as the John Arntz, the director of elections, said, just because they wrote in Terry Baum's name doesn't mean they intended to vote for her. So that kept me off the ballot. And I've remained very involved in campaigns, and now I've decided to run for mayor. I have the Green Party endorsement, and I'm very much excited about this campaign. I'm really enjoying talking to people. I'm discovering that there are many, many young people who feel very frustrated and left out. And I'm excited about representing them in the campaign and when I'm elected mayor. And also I'm continuing to do my theater. I have a theatrical duo, the Crackpot Crones, with my crony Carolyn Myers. We've been together as very close friends since 1972. But this is our first time performing together alone. We do sketch comedy and improvisation. And on our material it says, warning, feminist material. So we are very much outspoken feminists, and there's a lot of lesbian material that I've written on my own life. My theater has been very much political. In 1981, the play that Carolyn and I wrote, Dos Lesbos, a play by, for, and about perverts, opened in Oakland, and for many women it was the first time they had ever seen their lives reflected by another lesbian, and it also inspired the very first anthology of lesbian plays.
Wow.
And in 2000, the lesbians of Rome produced Dos Lesbos in Italian, and it greatly offended the Pope, who was trying to stop the whole World Pride celebration that was going on now. Then,
Where was this performed?
That was performed in Rome in 2000, in Italian. Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Really?
And also in 1983, my play Immediate Family, a solo play about gay marriage. I wrote it, it opened in 1983 at the first Women's Theater Festival in Santa Cruz. And it's about a woman at the bedside of her comatose wife, and she has no legal rights to say anything about her relationship. And this play has been published, and it's been done many places in the United States when there was something on the ballot about gay rights, either an anti or pro-gay measure. Very often people did a production of Immediate Family. So I've been very involved in using my theater in politics, and I've also used my politics in theater. When I ran for Congress in 2004, I ended up writing a play about it, which I took to the New York Fringe Festival.
This is exciting. So here's a really kind of interesting question. How do you feel about what just happened in New York, Terry?
Oh.
Need we say more?
Oh, all I can say is, somebody asked me, do you think California will ever have gay marriage? I said, believe me, even Mississippi will have gay marriage someday, but I really hope California gets it before Mississippi.
That's great.